Bitcoin is getting an explosive move right now back to $94,000. The question is this rally going to continue? And Cathie Wood from ARK Invest came out with a very, very big interview over on Fox Business. I want to play this clip for you guys and talk a little bit about Cathie Wood saying the Bitcoin 4-year cycle is dead and saying that the bottom is in as this is happening. Here is the price of Bitcoin, of crypto right now. Let me refresh the charts. You're seeing Bitcoin sitting at a price of $93,100. Ethereum sitting at $3,300. And we had a little bit of a market rally today, but we are finding a little resistance. Is Cathie Wood right? Well, let's listen to her theory here in this video. Also talk about one reason why maybe we're rallying today, later today. The president might have some big news. We'll talk about all this. So smash the like, subscribe to the channel, listen up to this clip. Here's Cathie Wood from ARK Invest on Fox Business.
But right now it's risk on. It is climbing another wall of worry, and that is the 4-year cycle. We think the 4-year cycle is going to be disrupted, and what I mean by that is Bitcoin regularly dropped 75 to 90% in its early days. The volatility is going down. It's down about 30 some odd percent. And I think there's a fear of the 4-year cycle. We think that the move by institutions into this new asset class is going to prevent much more of a decline. We may have seen the low a couple of weeks ago.
And the 4-year cycle is over. What nobody is talking about regarding this is she said we may have seen a bottom. Okay. It says that Bitcoin will rally from here. Everybody's saying Cathie Wood says that Bitcoin will rally from here. No, she said we may have seen a bottom. Maybe. What she really said is she doesn't expect a 75% to 90% drop, which I could personally get behind, right? That means that the 4-year cycle could still very easily be on track. Let's just pretend that was the top and we get, a bear market. And let's just pretend we go down, let's just say 65%. Is $43,000 still on the table? Yeah. I mean, she did not take any of that away. She's smarter than to put some claim out there. Cathie Wood is one of the smarter permabulls out there. She's not a permabull. She sells all the time. I've seen many stories of Cathie Wood, ARK Invest selling, all that good stuff. But I agree with her. There's a chance that we might, not get a 70% crash. That's one thing I've said a lot. Institutions could be propping up this asset more so than in any bear market we've historically seen. Bear markets have been very brutal for crypto, but just maybe institutions can prevent a crazy 70+% crash. That does not mean that the 4-year cycles are over. And it certainly doesn't mean we could take Cathie Wood out of context and say she just said that Bitcoin will rally from here, because she said it could. She said, that might have been a bottom we saw a few weeks ago, but maybe not. Maybe it goes a little bit lower first. Now, the reality of the situation is we did have a rally, but there is a wedge here. Crypto is posting online about it. It's something that we've been looking at as well. Clearly a level of resistance here for Bitcoin. When you zoom in and I go down to like the 4-hourly candle, you can very clearly see. This is the way I like to reflect it with the kind of, I like to do these like, okay, here's a spot where it bounced. So looking on a smaller time frame, zooming in on this, it's clear that, it kind of rounded out here, it's kind of rounding out again here. There's clearly an area right there. There is clearly a level of resistance, right around $93,000 to $94,000. And yes, we got a little bit higher on it today, but if you just take a look, we keep finding resistance on this wedge. Now, Cryptos is more of a flat line. There's a lot of different ways to draw these TAs, but I agree in that there is potential resistance here at 94K. And so what I did is I opened up 2 short positions. Yes, I opened up more short positions, actually. That's what I've been doing here. I've been playing the market that we have. I've been playing it as I see it and doing what I can. And so I'm currently still $3,000 in the profit on my Bitcoin short. And now my Solana trade got stopped out in the green yesterday. I made $200, and here I am profiting right now another $200 on this trade again with a stop loss set. Now I could pull the stop loss down to make sure that I set it so that I'm in the green. But this trade, and there you go. So now if this trade goes the wrong way for me, I'll get stopped out with $100 in the profit. I cannot lose this trade now that I set my stop loss, but I shorted Solana earlier today. Why? Because I saw Bitcoin was at resistance. And if Bitcoin hits resistance and comes back down, well, then Solana is logically probably going to come down too. That's just the way that this market works. So following that, excuse me. Following that, I also shorted XRP, and I'm currently $236 in the profit on this short position on XRP. Now, I'm doing all these trades over on Blowfin. Yep, I'm shorting Bitcoin. I'm shorting XRP. I'm shorting Solana. Meanwhile, Kathy Woods on national TV saying the 4-year cycle's over, and people are quoting her saying that Bitcoin's bottoming right now. Well, actually, Bitcoin's hitting a level of resistance right now. Yet the story is that Bitcoin's bouncing. That's what people want to tell the sheep, right? I mean, that's the way that this really is when people go on national TV and they say something, you got to look into it, because as you're hearing Kathy Woods say news about a bottom and it's bouncing and it's at its highest moment of the day, now here it is coming back down the other way. I've learned these lessons. So I'm shorting the market right now and profiting. And again, I can set my stop loss in the profit and make sure that I'm winning these trades. Now I've got 3 trades that are all in the profit over $200. One's up in the profit, $3,000. 2 are over $200 in profit. And I'm shorting the market, and I've guaranteed myself some profits on these trades. Now, there's some other news out there that might have been propping up this market today. A few things to think about. One, tomorrow is Fed rate cuts. We're going to get Fed rate cuts. Markets like to pump in anticipation of a Fed rate cut. If the Fed comes out and is hawkish tomorrow, that could cascade prices lower. If the Fed comes out and is rather dovish tomorrow, that might be able to break Bitcoin through the $94,000 level. My stops will be stopped out, and that will be A-okay with me, and I'll continue to look for more trades, and my holding positions will start to perform well. However, there is a chance that $94,000 is going to be resistance. Another reason the crypto market might be pumping right now is White House advisor Hassett says that President Trump will announce huge positive economic news. Everybody's waiting on the president's speech at some point today. It's probably going to be a nothing burger. They usually are. I continue to see this story over and over and over again. It's huge news is coming. The president going to speak, and everybody in crypto is like, the president's going to say something crazy. And then it's an absolute nothing for the crypto industry. And you have a buy the rumor, sell the news event that could be revolving around this president announcement and the Fed rate cut tomorrow. Also, very logical for us to see chop in this range like we've seen for Bitcoin. Clearly a very defined range where you've seen it go all the way down to 85, back up to 94, back down to 88, back up to 94. It could easily come back down and go to like 91 or 90 again. And maybe it breaks down next time and we take a lower level than we saw just a few short weeks ago. Maybe we do come back down to $70,000. Maybe we come back down to below $60,000. Kathy Wood didn't say that that's not possible. So don't take Kathy Wood out of context, which is what a lot of people want to do. If you want to talk about some of this stuff and you get in our private Discord, we have a private Discord, folks. When you sign up for Blowfin using our link in the description right here up at the top, and you sign up using our link, you don't have to deposit anything. It's free to sign up. But when you do, then you'll get access to our private Discord, which then you can go right here. And once you sign up for Blowfin, you will get access to this private Discord. You can get in there and you can start talking with me and Blacksea. There's trade signals we're putting in that. It's not financial advice. You got to do your own research, but there are some trade signals that we put in there. We have great discussions in there. We're going to continue to grow that Discord and talk with you guys, even if we're in a bear market, which this bear market might not be as bad as what they've been in the past. It might be a much shorter bear market and the price might not go down as far. And I'm totally open to that. And that makes a lot of sense. And Kathy Wood's point there is pretty great. However, I think that the whole 4-year cycle is dead theory is actually misleading people to say, oh, so you mean crypto is going to keep pumping right now? Because that's what I see a lot of people believing when they say the 4-year cycle is dead, so crypto is going to pump right now. But even Kathy Wood's not willing to come out and say that crypto is going to pump right now. She's just saying that Bitcoin's not going to go down to 70, 75% or 90% crashes anymore. Do you agree with her or disagree? Let me know in the comments down below. What are your thoughts right now on this crypto market? Smash a like, subscribe to the channel. DCI Hodl, 2 videos for you right there if you want to check them out. I'll see you in the next one. Y'all, peace. Deuces, mooses.